So I've officially gone AWOL. And I swapped my coveralls out for some new kit. I needed something that I could ride off-road with and adventure off-bike with, because motorcycles will take you to some amazing remote places, but not always right up to the finish line. So here are 5 items that work just as good riding fire roads as they do when you're hoofing it. Now, old Grimace here may have had a helmet lock on her at some point, but it's long gone now. So I picked up one of these hip locks. It's less of a lock and more like a reinforced steel zip tie with a nylon coating. I like it because it weighs nothing and I can use it all over the bike, which is helpful when my luggage covers up the usual spots. It just broke. It literally just broke.
No way.
Yeah. Now, it's not like it's really cold outside right now and the nylon's brittle. This just broke. I mean, they should have used silicone, which would have made it more expensive. It's only 10 bucks, you get what you pay for, but still works. The key isn't really a key. It's a little fork that just spreads the steel tongues apart and away from the ratchet teeth. Now, remote trailheads like this are ideal for petty theft. We're out here in the boondocks where no one can hear an ankle grinder scream. If somebody wants this helmet, they're gonna get it, but at least we're not giving it to them. Now, I know I've used both metric and imperial units in past projects before, and that is Canadian, but it doesn't make it right, and I'm sorry. But Builtwell has found common ground between angsty incel engineers and ham-fisted Yankee carpenters. It's beers. The 7 in Exfil 7 means it holds 7 beers. And at the end of the day, isn't that how we all want to measure volume and consumption after all? 4 mini belts, 2 cam buckles, and Molly all over lets me mount this thing anywhere. And when I'm rooting around in the woods for free food, I can strap it to my hip just as easy. I'm hungry. Let's go. Did you hear that? That's right, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear anything, because I'm not wearing my Tech 7s with their built-in haunted house hinges. Instead, I've got these Outlander GTX boots from Climb. It's a lightweight, waterproof hiking boot with reinforcement for riding. They're waterproof thanks to a Gore-Tex liner and a leather upper, a TPU reinforced toe cap and heel for moto-level protection. They feel broken in out of the gate thanks to an ergonomic footbed and a polycarbonate lasting board. There's 5mm XRD impact protection on the perforated foam ankle pucks. There's a 3mm XRD impact protection on the perforated foam tongue. This thing's too small. So a polycarbonate lasting board is really just a foot-shaped piece of plastic between the sole and the insole of a boot, but Climb nailed the ratio of rigidity to flexibility. The Outlanders are compliant enough for hours of walking, but plenty stiff for miles of riding up on the pegs. And these things are light. Each boot only weighs 620 grams or 1.68 beers in a size 12. Beats my Danners, that's for sure. I'm not crazy about the BOA system. I've had a few get snagged and snap off other shoes before, but with gloves on, it's a lot easier to give these things a twist than it is to deal with laces or buckles. Also, they ran the cables in what's called a sequenced lacing system. The cable skips an anchor here, which helps tighten more evenly across the rest of them. After a few steps though, the tension evens out on its own as the material shifts. Whew. So this jacket is called the Venture XT from Alpine Stars. It's a looser fit, so I can still throw a puffy mid-layer underneath and cinch the bottom down when it gets cold, or drop the vents and keep it loose in the heat. 500D nylon throughout, so it's decent slide protection without too much bulk. With the included CE level 1 elbow and shoulder inserts, it weighs a decent amount, but once you pull those out, it drops over a pound, beer and a half, and feels like a comfy yet durable water-resistant shell. Perfect for side missions off trail when you're pushing through wet underbrush. All the pockets have zip closures, including this Dakar-inspired side access pocket that reminds me of an old duck hunting vest. Man, I'm not seeing any mushrooms. I'm actually gonna ditch this jacket. I'm plenty warm thanks to my FZN Merino hoodie from 509. See, everybody knows the benefits of merino as a technical fabric, and anyone can make a hoodie out of this stuff, but it's the thickness and the fit where most get it wrong. I like a thin, form-fitting base layer that doesn't bunch up onto the next. Wool retains the heat lost through your skin, but absorbs moisture, so you want direct contact on every square inch. I feel the same way with underwear. I'm a boxer briefs guy. And the hood has a built-in balaclava for when the wind bites your chin. This is, of course, just for those days when your Fortnite neck gaiters in the wash. These are back in stock, by the way. And the whole thing is low profile enough to fit under your helmet. See, a base layer should be snug, but not too tight, and thick enough to keep you warm, but thin enough to still breathe. The FZN nails it. Oh, right on. Look at these. It's crazy how these just grow like this, you know? Nature provides. I mean, yeah, this is a knife pocket. You know, speaking of nature providing, I wonder if there's any fish in here. You know what I could do is pull out these polarized Coopers from Flying Eyes. Because not only do they have these flat, flexible arms that slip right in along your temple through the helmet foam, they're also polarized, which cuts down on glare on the water, so I can tell for sure. Oh yeah, no, there's no fish in here at all. Now, before you ask, no, these pants aren't safety rated for riding motorcycles or anything else. Now, G1000 is tough, but it's not even worth testing in a slide on the street because the Vita Pros were designed for exploring the outdoors on foot. Shoelace hook, adjustable cuffs, knife pocket, plenty of regular pockets, ventilation, hatchet loop. But the ventilated version you see here has a single stretch panel in the gusseted crotch that gives just enough freedom of movement on and off the bike. You've seen Ryan rock the Kebs for years, and the motorcycle industry itself has been heavily influenced by the unique Scandinavian construction of a rugged, active pant. It's still a huge step up from your Levi's or Carhartts. I know you're riding in those. Plus, I can still stuff some knee pads in here for low-speed mishaps or bashing through brush on the bush pig. You know, after Ryan's whole anti-armor conspiracy rant video, I've been finding more abandoned D3O out here than mushrooms. You know, it only took him 3 takes to shoot that whole thing. It would have been 2, but he tripped and skinned both his knees really bad. So all in all, with this kit, I'm arguably safe enough for the street, definitely dialed for the dirt, and still nimble enough for nature walks. And when it comes to these pants, if the majority of my adventure is a hike and the majority of my riding is off-road, I'm gonna go with the ridiest hiking pant instead of the hikiest riding pant, but that's just me. And I gotta say, even though it's merino, this base layer still is kind of itchy. There's a bear. Oh! Oh! See it? It absorbs the moisture.